Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And this one's actually pretty bad. The customer thought this was a coffee stain, so I'm putting peroxy on here, peroxide. I did actually already hit it with some suspend with the stabilized ClO2 in it. We got some interesting things going on, but that's not the worst of it. Traffic area, lane, highway into the bedroom, into this, I guess that's a den, is pretty beat down. This is probably a Triexta, I'm guessing. Don't think it's a polyester, but either way, it's very tired. As you can probably see, very, very, very tired looking. We're matted, mashed together, so. But that's the clean room. And come in here, and although you probably can't see them, maybe you can't see them, but there's a whole series of little yellow spots in here. They look like peepees. And then we got a whole bunch over here, and a whole bunch going on over here. Look at that. Oh dear. That's a bit scary looking. More over here. There's a couple of dogs, and I am going to guess a cat, but it looks like a lot of pee has gone on over here. And then over here, that looks pretty scary. Looks like somebody's been using this as a toilet. That's my guess. Although I can't smell anything. Interesting. I don't know. But that, these look like probably pea stains. We'll see. But it just because of where they're up against the baseboard there. So this is a bit of a challenge. This entryway is pretty beat down too. This is my suspend. We're gonna put some in here. Anyway, so what I did is I boosted with I've got 3,000 ppm of stabilized ClO2 in here, and I added another my normal nano mix, 2 ounces per gallon, plus I put another ounce or so of omega citrus. So let's see what happens. I'm going to start with a brush, and then we'll see where we go from there. This is the second time using my brush today. But when I'm dealing with what I know, or suspect at least, is urine, I will often use the brush because the brush will, I can get the solution to penetrate a little bit. I mean, I can still penetrate with a fiber pad or whatever as well, but this will penetrate, but not over wet. Like it sort of, I don't know, explain it. It penetrates more rapidly with less, put it that way. At least that's what I think I see happening and observe happening. Now we're about to hit that stain there. Let's go up to the wall first. And then we'll go across. And I already went underneath the futon and groomed and put it back. Ooh, that looks actually pretty good. Almost immediately. Okay. Looks like we got that dialed in already. Boy, that's pretty good. Actually, my customer wasn't expecting I would necessarily get that out. But anyway, we're going to head back over this way. And there's a whole series of little yellow spots over in front of that closet door. Looks like somebody's been consistently going in this carpet, using it as a toilet. This brush is actually a fairly soft brush. It's actually a shampoo brush. It's not really meant as a commercial carpet brush, although obviously it'll work for that. But I know some guys, some brushes I've seen supposedly for shampooing are actually very stiff. I don't have one, don't really want one. And you know, actually I can see what I'm seeing happen is it appears that these yellow stains are coming right out. But I hit them with the stabilized ClO2, and I usually find that works if it's urine. Usually I just give it a shot with the trigger sprayer, and what I have on the trigger sprayer is actually 3,000 parts per million of stabilized ClO2. And I find usually, if I do that, when I come to the actual cleaning, usually it takes the urine stain right out. And of course, the stabilized ClO2 is a very effective deodorizer. It destroys the odor at the molecular level. Doesn't mask with another smell. So. Anyway, this carpet is very beat down here in this traffic lane, though. There's no texture left. The iron is flared open and kind of felted. I can still see that stain just slightly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to a fiber pad. Now this will give me a little more, I don't know if I'll say effective, but just a different type of a scrubbing action. Again, it's just so nice to have the different choices that you have with the rotary for attachments. You're able to kind of fine-tune what you're doing, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. Looks like that's actually pulling the panel up even more effectively, which is not surprising. But I was really primarily wanting the hog's hair fiber pad for this stain right here to give those fibers a really good scrubbing. This looks amazing already. The yellow staining, there was about 5 or 6, maybe a few more than that. Yellow stains here look like pee, and they are gone. They are gone. That's what you want to see. you want to see that you can't see it, I guess. So, this is encouraging. Now this area here I'm going over with the fiber pad is actually lifting a little bit better. Some of that felted appearance is disappearing, and now the texture is reappearing. It's separating the yarn and almost rebuilding it. I mean, it'll go right down flat again very quickly, of course, but at the moment it's looking pretty good. Okay, let's we'll head over to the next room. By the way, I gotta do these yet. They're bad. Very bad. Many stains. Anyway, that's what makes it fun, right? Okay, once again, I'm gonna do the brush first. I think that's the right approach for this particular job. We're in the 30s here now in Kelowna. I think we're 33 or so. My van was temperature gauge said 35, but it might be reading a little bit high because it's sitting in the sun, I guess. Still, we're in a heat wave here. We had a really long, cold, wet spring. And now we're into heat. Well, that's just the way it is. Now there was a bunch of stains right where I'm about to hit here. I'll just right where I'm at right now. I can see them a little bit. I did spray the suspend with the ClO2 there. Yeah, it must be a cat. Look at all the sprouts everywhere. Cat's been sharpening its claws on the carpet and then peeing on the carpet. Nice. Now there's a bunch of staining right where I'm at now, so I've got the valve on. I'm dumping in there pretty heavy. Not on now, by the way. Just in that one area there, and that's the nice thing about doing the shower feed. I can adjust on the fly, putting in the solution that I think I need for that specific area as I'm cleaning, and I'm watching what's happening, and I can judge as I'm doing it. And that's why one of the reasons why I prefer this way of doing it. There's one of the culprits there. Although I think it's the cat that's the issue. Probably the cat. Cute little guy. Poor guy, they need to get that fur out of his eyes. Although I'm not smelling anything, so that's kind of unusual. But it does look like these stains are coming out. So that is a definite good thing. This area here is terribly worn. So let's just pull it back here. Now we got some really nasty staining just up ahead of me here on the right. And around this door jamb right here. Make sure I apply it pretty heavy, and the brush, of course, is getting, the bristles are actually getting right up to the baseboard. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the beautiful thing about it, is it will go right to, literally to the edge without any problem at all. I know people say that it doesn't, but I don't know where they get that from. Obviously never used one of these, so, or not enough to understand how to use it or whatever. But this is working really well. The stains look like they're all coming out. It's about understanding how to use the chemistry too, you know. Although it's not complicated. I mean, the stabilized CO2 is fantastic, I tell you. Looks like I'm getting these stains out, and that's with the initial agitation with the brush, but I'm going to switch over to the fiber pad again. Just making sure I get right into that edge with the brush. Okay, we're going to go back. See, the stain is gone. But we're going to run over it with the fiber pad. This looks pretty easy, doesn't it? It kind of is, if you know what you're doing. I won't be needing to add any more solution now. I've added plenty enough with the brush. And again, I can see that the Oxy-Dry fiber pad is really separating those felted yarns very well. Looking pretty darn good. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it looks. I can actually see the individual yarns again as I go over it. So once again, showing the tremendous effectiveness that the rotary has at doing this without tangling it up, by the way. It's one of the things that I don't like about using an OP machine, is it tends to do a tangly effect on the yarn, whereas the rotary is a much more what's the word I'm looking for? It just gives it a much better finish. Because it's doing a constant motion rather than a constant back and forth agitation of the yarn that would kind of worry the yarn. That's been my observation anyway. And you can see it. You can literally see what I'm talking about right before your eyes. You just look at what's happening. The carpet is looking amazing. Even those areas that are felted together are the texture, the definition of the yarn is reappearing. You can see the stains are all coming out. And by the way, I'm getting an awful lot of animal hair out of this carpet. This carpet is actually looking amazing. Can you see that? The stains are gone. The carpet texture is reappearing. The key is the knowing what attachment to use, and having all these different options for the rotary is. That's why I'll never stop yapping about it, because I know there's not very many people out there that are already standing up for the rotary, as it were. But I'm telling you, I mean, look at this, the texture. Can you see this right there? That was all felted together. Now you can actually see the individual yarns as I go over it. All these stains, awful looking staining that was here is all gone. I mean, I can't make this carpet a new carpet, but you can see that it's really getting a tremendous rejuvenation from this cleaning. Okay, I guess we need to do an extraction step.
Water. Come on, Ted. Come on, Ted.
Teddy.
I know you want to help, but he doesn't need any help.
Teddy. Perfect name for that dog. Okay, so let's do this step. Man, this is looking amazing. You know, what's interesting is I've rejuvenated these carpets without using anything very aggressive. Nanomax is neutral pH. Omega is a neutral pH. It's about knowing what quality cleaning products to use. And, of course, the stabilized ClO2 deals very well with organic staining. And then the right attachments, and of course an effective tool, that being the in this case the rotary. But my goodness, this is looking good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip and do the B side. because I want to do an extra dry step on here. Although it's not that bad, but still, I think we'll benefit from that. I had a problem the other day. My tank was leaking, starting to split open on the back side. And I did get a new tank, and I was going to put it on. And I started pulling this one off. And I thought, you know, maybe I can fix it. So I welded it with plastic weld. I used a zap strap, melted it onto it, dribbled it onto there, and then I put some goop on there, and I have a rubbery material like a gasket, and I put it on the area where the tank has been splitting, and it comes up against the tube here, and put it all back together after it's set. And I think that'll work. I think it'll be a fine, because changing over the tank it's a bit of a pain. Okay.
Making good progress?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Oh, good, thank you.
Yeah.
Did you do? Oh no, you didn't do the stairs already. Yeah, it takes you a while.
Yeah. I don't rush.
No.
No.
That's the thing.
Do it. You know, take your time. Do it right.
That is so true. Hey, Teddy, come over here, buddy.
I'll just check all fields. It's not actually that wet, surprisingly. But it is very dry out, so that probably has something to do with it. One of the reasons, by the way, that I decided that I would use the stabilized ClO2 as the primary to deal with the urine is because it will address any odor in the carpet and doesn't actually add a smell. So it's a very effective deodorizer, an odor remover. Oddly enough, though, I really actually haven't smelled any urine smell, so maybe they've been treating them with stains with something already. Oops. There's actually a lot of hair coming off this carpet. It's just being a hairy day today. Previous one was bags of hair. Turned out the lady has been using a vacuum for a couple of years. It's actually a Ryobi cordless stick thing, and dumping it out, but never bothering to clean a filter. That won't work. So I had to explain that to her. And that's not the first time I've found people do that. They have these cordless or bagless vacuums, and they think they just, for some reason, they just think they just dump them. They don't realize there is a filter. They think, well, there's no bag, so you just have to dump it, and they're not reading the directions that there's a filter, has to be cleaned. There's no, you can't use the vacuum without some kind of a filtering device, whether it be a bag or an actual filter, and it has to be cleaned on a regular basis. And some people just don't seem to get that, I guess. I had one customer a few years ago who I'd clean her carpet, and it was just really weird because it was just terribly hard to clean, and it was resoiling very rapidly. I couldn't figure it out. It's like, why is this customer having this problem? And finally one day I thought, okay, let's have a look at your vacuum. And sure enough, I mean, she had no idea. Oh, there's a filter there. It was a shark, actually. She'd had it for years. She'd never cleaned the filter. People are actually a little dumb, turns out. Okay, let's have a look and see if we what we look like here. Let's see if we use the B side. I think we might as well, since I'm here. Doesn't look that bad, really, but we'll run the B side anyway. Goes on here. Take a couple minutes. I'm sure getting a lot of hair and stuff out of this carpet. I was actually intending to not post vacuum this one, but and that's actually one of the reasons why I decided to use do the B side here and use one pad per room, because I'm wanting to dry the carpet as much as I can. I'll be vacuuming it pretty quickly, although I got a set of stairs to go and do, and they're in bad shape. Many stains. But man, oh man, this carpet is looking amazing. I mean, it's not a new carpet by no means. It's still pretty deteriorated, but these ugly stains are gone. I'm gonna have to give them a brochure about their floor. The last one was very interested. Her floor was vinyl planking. Oh, okay, we'll take a look at the B side here. first side, and that was the second side. So we'll go into the steps, and then I'll come back and post-groom these two rooms. But they're looking amazing. Very, very pleased with the way these are turned out. I mean, they're still certainly worn still, and I can't fix that. Can't put the wear back, but all the nasty stains are gone. Traffic lanes are looking good, other than the wear. I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.